Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the AOC Community Challenge Week 4. I'm Proto. Joining me tonight is none other than Spudoom. Spud, how you doing, man?
I am doing really great. It's been a great week, finally being able to get out of lockdown and, of course, being able to watch this exciting match. It's going to be between SelloUTS, UTS, and Altered Edge. But first of all, as always, we got to give a big shout out to our sponsors, AOC, the providers of the best viewing experience. They've been making monitors for over 50 years, so you know they know what they're doing. They provide great monitors for gaming, for office, and just everyday use as well. So make sure you check them out.
They are some of the best, I do have to say. But tonight, our matchup, Spud, as you've already alluded to, Altered Edge versus SelloUTS UTS, an LPL amateur team going up against one of our Uni League teams that we know and love. So definitely going to be a banger here tonight. I'm expecting some very, very hardcore gameplay here, but we do have our map Vita up. We are going to have a quick little look. A little bit interesting, not the norm. We are going to be starting off with Coastline, sorry, as opposed to Oregon, which is what we are quite usually seeing in most of these matchups. But sort of standard finish off is Clubhouse Villa. But Spud, what are you thinking about the map pool tonight?
Look, Clubhouse Villa, we've seen them so much, we've played them so much, everyone knows what to do on these maps. So it's no surprise that, teams are going to be picking what they're comfortable with. Coastline, of course, as you mentioned, is a kind of odd one out. It is a very different style compared especially to the Clubhouse. So it's just curious that sellouts have chosen to pick this Coastline, against what would probably be a more frag-heavy team in Altered Edge. So interesting choice there.
Yeah, especially a map that has a history of being very sort of aggressively favored. You play aggressive, you win rounds, especially on the attack with Coastline and given the new rework. But speaking of reworks as well, Spud, we are going to see the implementation of the new mid-season patches or bug fix or whatever you want to call it. We've got the new castle update for panels. We've got multiple Capcan traps on the same door, which is always a good time. And we also have the Roni nerf. So... and the alibi nerf, I believe, actually. So, I mean, it is going to be interesting. But the teams are ready, so we're going to jump straight on in to map number 1, Coastline. Starting things off here with the band. Spud, what do you expect?
Well, I do expect Thatcher might actually get a chance to survive here. I mean, you don't have to spend as much time clearing out that utility, but a Jackal could be removed off the board. He is, of course, very powerful, and even more so on this map. But Habana, that's actually quite a good ban as well.
Yeah, Habana, I think on Coastline is a very good band. She does provide a lot of ability to open up multiple angles, hatches, walls, especially from that open courtyard roof. So a pretty good band here to start off with for sellouts, but for Altered Edge. But sellouts are going to follow that up with a pretty common plate Jackal, and we are going to be restricted chat usage. Unlucky. But I'd imagine we're going to see Valkyrie on Coastline is another standard ban, I would say, but Mirror, the double Spaniard here for sellouts. Are you thinking Valkyrie, Spud, for final, or?
Yeah, I think you mentioned it, and it is just so powerful. There's so many places you can run out. There's so many places to hide those camps. So I really wouldn't be surprised. But a Malusi ban might also be on the cards. So we do see that quite often. But it will be the Valkyrie taken right off the board.
Tell you what, I should make a hobby out of guessing bands. I mean, I've got a half decent track record, I will say, but I mean, there are times where I do fail. All the same though, first round here for Coastline. Sellouts are going to be starting us off on the attack, and Altered Edge on the defense. Now with Valkyrie off the board, I wouldn't say we're going to see too many runouts, especially now that we are seeing Darren bringing out that Nomad as well. So sellouts are looking to shut these runouts down pretty hard, but AE have just teased the polls, so they might still be able to get some of those runouts off, provided they can use that pulse utility. But I mean, he's 6-picked, so back to square one.
Yeah. I will be curious to see if Zenith chooses to bring that P10 Roni. It has, of course, been hit with pretty hard by the nerf, especially the lack of bullets now, but the Commando 9 is still a great weapon, and it's going to be great at denying some of this intel and slowing down the attackers here. They have, of course, got a Monty on board, so that's going to be Intel 101 for them there. Maybe hopefully make clearing out this map a little bit easier.
Well, you know what they say, Spud. If you're versing an aggressive team, bring a Monty. It's literally an immovable object, something that you can't just frag out. So SelloUTS do have a pretty solid idea here, bringing the Montaigne versus a team like Altered Edge, who I would say are well known for being a very aggressive team. They do have a lot of pure gun ability on their team in the eyes of their players. Obviously, Pew on the Jaeger, Zenus on the Mozzie. We've seen BD even do big things on operators like that Smoke. So Altered Edge really do have the ability here, but I mean, they already have the counter as well for that muzzle. We see the Malusi in play, we have the Smoke in play. Only thing we're really missing here is a Legion if they wanted to fully shut Kai down on that Monty, but it's a pretty good start here for SelloUTS, and I guess we're going to see how this pick goes. We are just waiting for the final load in here, and we'll hopefully get underway. It is Hookah to start things off, though, Spud. What are we thinking for that, as opposed to maybe a downstairs kitchen hold after the rework?
I mean, they do have all the tools set up here to defend it. They have the Malusi. Actually, I was going to say they have two C4s, but of course, Malusi did just lose that C4, but Mozzie still has it, and of course, Smoke will be able to deny that plant. A little bit more difficult now that that smoke glitch on that bar is gone, but still a lot of room to work with, and you can certainly still throw those smoke grenades pretty far. Of course, with the two utility denial, both the Jaeger and Wamai on the board, and of course, a lot more magnets, it's been very difficult to flush players out of those power positions.
Yeah, I think the smoke nerf really did change up some of the meta for Coast, because as you just said, for the Hookah site, you would have smoke in pink, you would have him denying the plant through the wall. You know, it was really good to have that late round. Unfortunately, as you've mentioned, he has been nerfed and now no longer works. Highlight already for me right now, Altered Edge have extended into VIP with the new changes. They do have the exterior double wall barrack reinforced as well, and a fair amount of utility, I would actually say, inside of VIP to try and hold on this position. We see shields, we've got a couple of Malusis, it seems, maybe some ADSs as well from Pew. So Altered Edge already have a pretty decent extension, I would say, given these new changes. So I'm going to be interested to see how this hold goes for them, because I haven't seen too much Coast since the rework, Spud, so I'm very excited to see how this round plays out.
Yeah, previously, teams defending would try to hold in that 90 corridor instead and contest VIP, but of course, a bit difficult with that window. And now that's a solid wall, and you got a bit more space to work with. You can really extend that hold. But so far, the attack seems to have slowed down a little bit by some spawn peaks. They have made it back up to the top, though, and actually with more damage done than dealt onto them. Wall being opened up now, and that's a good start with 40 seconds off the clock.
Managed to open up quad with some ace charges. Only one left for Molotov. This is where the Habana nerf is going to come into play. Quad usually a little bit more difficult to open up with an ace as opposed to the Habana pellets, but all the same, they've managed to get it open, and they've wasted about a minute. Those spawn peaks definitely did slow them down a considerable amount getting out of spawn. However, they do come out on top with the health. But Monty is inside of Aqua now. And SelloUTS have got themselves a little bit of ground away here from Altered Edge, but they don't really have too much control otherwise. No one is really inside of luggage for them. They do have two players on the roof trying to hold these crosses, but angles are just being held here by Altered Edge, and all they really need to do, as I say that, one of those angles is going to get shut down by Darren. He takes down Keel. Molotov adds to the board as well to take down Ollie, and it's looking pretty good for the first round here to start off for SelloUTS.
Yeah, I was going to comment on, of course, the changes on Coastline with that center courtyard being a little less easy to hold angles, but of course they managed to get two picks off there. Zenus, however, with the nerf P10 Roni, takes out Molotov. Nice headshot. You only need one bullet, no matter how many you have. Kai is also taking damage and will be put down for 3v3, back to even ground.
It's actually pretty big as well for Altered Edge, taking that Monty down with the help of a smoke. Now Zenus as well, that P10 Roni really putting in the work, takes out Mola too, but Darren is there to answer with one back of his own. Pew will fall. Nomad is set on the rotate now. They are going to be looking for that opportunity to plant. Chris will spot one on the cross there, but he's not going to be able to hit that shot. Bomb now starting to go down. Smoke's actually going to miss from BD. There's no more toxic babes left for him to use. Darren's going to be able to get this diffuser off. Here comes the Nitro. It does go down anyway. Hasn't been blown for some reason. All the same, will be allowed to cross out. Aggressive now from BD. Downs both with a spray. Blind out of his mind. He doesn't realize he's going to finish them both off with one pump, and the defuse as well now. Teabag as well, just to make sure Altered Edge for round 1.
Defenders disabled the diffuser.
That was surprisingly close, though. They did manage to get the diffuser down, and they were in a pretty good position if it wasn't for that rather pretty lucky spray there that downed both of them. You know, of course, the smoke gas was blocking their exit, so it was a little bit difficult, but perhaps if they hadn't been lined up so perfectly, might have been able to get a pick there. Nevertheless, it will be a round for Altered Edge. You know, you take the rounds you can win, and that will be the first defending round for them.
They have done well, dealt with the Monty relatively easily, I would say. I mean, only one Toxic Babe really used in the altercation. Jaeger was there, Pew was able to finish him off pretty easily. All I can say is really well done by Altered Edge. They dealt with the issue and ultimately put the round on the board. Interestingly enough, the Nitro wasn't blown, possibly because smoke was coming on round. Now, we could have seen the plant denial there, but all the same, the round was won. There is no argument to be had. Altered Edge have bagged the first, and SelloUTS now on the attack. They've dropped the Monty in favour for the Fuse. Now, is Kai going to be bringing the Fuse Shield? Was he going to bring the LMG, the AK? We don't know until we start. But we did see the P10 Roni come out there, Spud, and it didn't really look like there was much of an issue. And now, this round as well, we have the new alibi in play.
Yeah, Altered Edge showing that the changes aren't really affecting them too much. They still have all their strategies. They've still got this all under control. And so far, you know, they've shown they are, in fact, in control of this match. Setting up for that, maybe he run out a bit of a spawn peak. Could be placing an alibi. No alibi clone out there, but a bit of an extended hold as well into lobby just to get some ground.
I really like that shield actually there from Altered Edge. In the kitchen hallway there facing main. That's actually a really good setup from them. I will say that. They got some nice crosses. They have some good angles with that shield now in play, and it means that main lobby is going to be very hard for SelloUTS to directly contest, especially with the Melusi behind the main desk there and the Echo supporting. So we'll see how this plays out. We have seen teams implement that rotate through into the back of supply. So, you know, maybe with an extra rotate and a shield, it could be even better, but we will see. SelloUTS making their way in. They have Aqua. They've got some good drone work here and a very early control. I believe that may have been a C4, but it didn't connect, unfortunately, for Altered Edge. And SelloUTS got themselves some good ground.
So far, so good. No damage done, but no health lost either. A minute to take that top floor is not bad at all. They've got their drones set up as well for those flank watch, and a lot of vertical pressure as well. Sledge and the Fuse going to be doing a lot of damage. It actually takes out BD. Never expect that, but it's going to work and reaps wards for Kai.
BD didn't even react there as the cluster charges were going off around him. All the same, SelloUTS are going to continue to bombard the bomb site with these fuse charges to try and flush the players out. Last one goes out into the bathroom here. A lot of utility cleared as well. We see Melusi's being taken out, shields left, right, and center. Everything in terms of utility is being cleared from Altered Edge's site here. But from the hatch as well, Mola finds Pew. This is a second kill now for the attackers. SelloUTS, they were in this position in the previous round, but they couldn't get the job done. Can they change it up here, though, for Kitchen? Spud, we're going to find out.
Yeah, again, they've gotten the first 2 kills, so they're good at making those openings, but they do need to capitalize on them, and that seems to be something they're struggling with here. Also, the flank watch might be a bit lacking. Ollie manages to sneak past and actually get some shots on the foot, but he doesn't manage to down anyone, and it's up to Kill to take this kitchen window fight as well.
He does have a good position up here inside of 90. Hasn't been droned out by SelloUTS. His position is known, but the legitimacy of where he actually is largely unaware to the attackers here. He's actually going to be able to make it back to the top of white. Possibly, yeah, go for the rotate as well. He's going to be able to make it back to site here. No, cut off on the rotate by Darren. He takes out Ollie. Now it leaves it up to Jaeger and Melusi. Zenus will find the first kill. Takes a lot of damage. Mola's there to find the Jaeger. Now we'll up to the Melusi. The bomb's going to go down from Molotov. It is a post plant now. Ladies and gentlemen, can he find the remaining 4? He's not even going to get 1. Kai's going to end the round.
Much better conversion there from SelloUTS after getting those first 2 picks. They were able to press that advantage home very, very well, turn it into a 4v1, and at that point, Altered Edge were in a very, very difficult position. Not to mention the fact that the bomb had gone down as well, and it was quite far from sight. Certainly, sellouts have been prepared for this map.
Yeah, I'm actually really surprised. Sellouts have managed to get 2 diffusers now down, Spud, which is not actually something you often see on Coastline. You don't see a lot of bomb plants, I will say, from what I've seen of Coastline. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I mean, so far 2 for 2 is very well. We'll see if they can keep that number up. They are going to implement the line here, though, to try and keep track of that roam game that we have seen from Altered Edge. Now, obviously, we did see Ollie make his way back upstairs. Unfortunately, possibly a little bit of the new alibi recoil was to blame there for his lack of frags on the retake. But all the same, he got upstairs, which was an issue for sellouts. They did deal with him very promptly on his rotate, but still, all the same, they need to shut this roam down because now he's on the mine. So, you know, could be a lot more dangerous, but that line is definitely, I think, going to be a little bit more viable, I would say.
Yeah, we do see a lot of those late rotates. It's not that they're, up there on the second floor and they manage to go undroned. It's the fact they're rotating up later when they're at that man disadvantage to try and claim some territory back. And the line is a perfect counter to that. It stops them from making those moves, and it's going to be very, very difficult for them once they lose that early man advantage to, make those big plays. They simply can't get up there without being discovered.
I believe we do have a Lion DMR, though. So no 50-round drum mag on that one, but all the same, a lot of destructive capability. Now, the drones here from Kai could designate that this back portion of the site is pretty much completely clear, and that Smoke may be the only person actually currently on site, still doing some late round setup. Now, if this is the case, we could see sellouts send it here into the service entrance side, but there's the first E1D. Will they commit to it? Possibly not. It looks like they're hard stuck on this top floor control for the vertical that they had in the previous round. A good pre-fire there from Molotov.
Well, you've only got one player downstairs. It's not exactly the wisest decision to push in, and they don't have the defuse up either. However, we'll still be able to give support with that Lion drone all the way downstairs. Not quite sure why he didn't use that the Iana clone there. A bit odd using a frag grenade, but he will start trading shots with this player across that courtyard, looking for that angle. Can't quite find it. Neither can his opponent, but that's a lot of time being wasted here. So pretty much not much gain here.
Yeah, Zenus and Molotov having a stare down, but finally Darren's going to take Keel out to find the first. Ollie answers back with one onto Darren, though, so the trade is there for the defense. Altered Edge keeping things even. Molotov's going to take a lot of damage as well from the Ramai inside of theater. Now, good spread to sellouts on the top floor. Molotov does go down, though, I believe from below, actually, on some vertical. Kai has got aggressive into service here. He loses that fight. BD takes down the line as well. Somehow manages to do it. Ollie finishes off Molotov, and very quickly it's a 2v4 back in favor. Make it a 1v4 in favor of Altered Edge, and all the roamers have magically disappeared, and Mola's going to be left with nothing to catch on the rotate.
Well, that's a very good top floor hold, and the results certainly speak for themselves. 4 versus 1, all up to Yes Mola here. And Ollie, in fact, actually goes for a second attempt and manages to find that last player. So it looks like they just needed to stick some bodies up there, and sellouts couldn't quite make it there.
I honestly think the Monty is going to be big for them. If they could implement it right and bring it and use it well against Altered Edge, Monty could definitely be pivotal for them here. It's whether or not they use it, though. Obviously, they have their own strategy. But the way that the Altered Edge are holding this top floor is very inventive. They do have a lot of ability to rotate around. They have a lot of ability to make plays, regain control. I mean, we saw Wamai somehow made it out of theater into luggage and traded places with the Nomad somehow, due to the fact that they had it set up, I would say very well. But all the same, now it is going to be their third attempt at, well, a different bomb site. It is round 4, so they can go back up to Hookah now. They haven't quite had a clean rotation, so let's have got one. But Hookah is where they prevailed in the first round. So we are going to see if they can put another round on the board in Hookah here, whether or not it is going to be as fruitful as it was the first time. Some roster changes, though. But we do have a Thunderbird and a Maestro on the board. Do you think that is because SelloUTS have been pushing these plans very early, or maybe just a strategy change?
Yeah, I definitely see why they would choose to bring that plant denial there. I mean, 2 times in a row, SelloUTS have been able to get the bomb down, and the smoke just wasn't cutting it. Well, in the last round, obviously, he managed to take out 2 players, so that's where his value was. But in terms of plant denial, definitely needs some extra, extra energy there, and that Maestro Cam will definitely provide the intel and plant denial as well.
Definitely the case. Altered Edge looking to shut down SelloUTS. On the plant side of things, all the same, the roam game from them in the previous round definitely proved that Altered Edge know how to play Coastline when they get their hearts into it. So maybe we'll see them start to... Oh, so close there from the Thunderbird. Pew almost collecting the head of one, but unfortunately can't quite find the right angle onto the player outside. Now, Ace again will be opening up that wall. It doesn't actually look like the Ace charge worked. It kind of looked like the quad wall glitched there. I'm not too sure if that's just perspective for us. It kind of looks like it did glitch. But all the same, he's going to use a second one and attempt to open it up. It is going to be shot, however, though, by Altered Edge with the extension towards 90. Now, they've given up VIP very early here and fallen back to that 90 position. One will be spotted out in the Z pin. Could be a pre-fire here from Kriz. He has already moved away, unfortunately. But this is still a good start for SelloUTS. Okay, I take it back.
Yeah, spoke too soon. The caster curse strikes. BD takes out Chris. That's 5 for him just on the 3rd round. Once again, opening pick now has been lost, and SelloUTS looking like they're struggling to find their foothold.
SelloUTS, the one round they had in Kitchen was just so dominant, and then now they just can't quite seem to make it happen. Oh, look at that. That is an amazing Evil Eye to deny the wall. And this is where you really wish you had either an Ash or a Zofia. Even the nades from both Mola and Kai. As I say that, Kai's going to find one on Zenith, so that is one of those roamers taken off the board. But all the same, that Evil Eye single-handedly is just denying so much pink bar control here. I don't actually think, Molotov doesn't even have any more Ace charges left to work with. So Quad is going to remain closed for this round, which is going to provide Altered Edge with a lot of site-holding benefits. But some control into luggage here will be spotted as Darren drops down into Courtyard, and there's only 45 seconds left here for the execute. The SelloUTS 2 go down, though. Pew finds one, Ollie on another. It's a flurry of kills. Ollie for his second, and now it's all up to Darren, and he's gone to find his own downstairs. Pew off the board.
However, will be looking to contest him and put an end to this round. Can't quite land the shots, but both players low. Darren will be able to get the better of him, but not for Ollie. Ollie with 80 bullets will be able to take out this last player for another round for AE.
I like the fadeaway there. The Alder does indeed go brr. Might as well just mouse one at the end of the round. All the same, Altered Edge, a big 3 kills from the Maestro. I mean, why not bring Maestro just for the gun? The gun is amazing, all the same. Minus it lost its ACOG, may it rest in peace, all the same. Still an amazing rifle. But 3-1 up, Altered Edge now flexing the cav pick here from Beatty. Not too sure if that'll be stuck. Most likely going to see that 6 picked, I'd imagine. Indeed, we will. Who instead, it's going to be his standard smoke. A Maverick 6 pick, though, from Molotov. Possibly back onto the Ace. Maybe. No, he's going to instead bring the Lion. So, also our first penthouse spot here. Are you expecting some extensions, given that VIP is now a little bit more holdable, or some more standard style penthouse?
Yeah, look, honestly, I'm not sure what to expect here. We just don't see penthouse very often, both before and after the rework. So this is a first for me as well. Interesting sight holes being opened up at the back of that bedroom wall. So definitely expect players holding in VIP to be able to peek across that as well. And I mean, they've got the tools for it. They've got the shield from the smoke. They've got, the Kaid Claw to keep that wall closed as well. So definitely could be a very, very strong position. It's just a matter of how they choose to play it here.
Something of note here for SelloUTS. No IQ, no buck on the board, so not a lot of ability to get those Cade Claws even from below. However, Twitch is in play from Darren, so does have somewhat of a direct counter here for the wall. Darren's going to take a lot of damage. Zenith to find the first on a run out for SelloUTS. they're going to lose their first unfortunate, but all the same, Altered Edge are going to walk away with one of their own. Now, there's 3 of them over there trying to get aggressive out this double door here. No one is going to be over towards the east side, though, unfortunately, to counter that spawn pick. So all the same, they're going to walk away. But there's the trade. Molotov to find Zenus. Made his way inside of Hookah and managed to at least find the one back. Now, whether or not he can find any more is the big question. A lot of rotates already here for Altered Edge, and that's a pretty good first pick.
Yeah, also great trade there from Molotov, just making sure it stays even. Pew, however, looks for a second, does land some shots. Molotov taken low, but Pew also takes the damage. He will, however, manage to fall back for a welcome distraction and will be able to make it away with his life.
So that was actually a really good bait nitro there from him to sort of make his way back towards VIP. Good cross cover there as well from Keel on the Cade. So Altered Edge definitely have their angles locked down, and he's still even aggressive here, trying to find some either damage or even picks onto these players trying to cross into pool to get towards luggage for that pinch. But he's going to miss the first. That Nomad is going to be able to get over and start setting up the flank here. Going to re-peek into the angle. Some pre-fires to give away the position. Keel yet to be fruitful in terms of the picks, but there's just a minute 20 left, Spud. One frag either way, and honestly, Altered Edge look like they have the utility to just lock this round down.
Yeah, in cases like this, when the time counts down, of course, it's always in the favor of the defense. But with an LMG in hand, Kai makes 2 kills, takes out the VIP players, and suddenly this is much more winnable. Pew answers back, finally removes the finger off the board, but has the damage been done? No, it has not. Ollie, also with an LMG, takes out Ollie.
Pretty cold from Altered Edge has proven to be very harmful to the attackers as Pew finds another one onto Kriz and leaves it all up to Mola. He does have the Zofia LMG in his hands, 150 bullets to work with here. Going up against the Alder and the Commando, he's not even going to be able to make a dent. And Pew with the pistol is going to be able to put him down and put a 4th on the board for Altered Edge.
Well, it looks like the age of the LMG has arrived. The LMG goes burr indeed, and Finka and Maestro duking it out with those large magazines. At the end of the day, though, at the end of the day, though, Altered Edge will once again come out on top of that, and they will take a 4th round in their defending half.
It was a 4v2 as well for them. Despite at the end of that round, Altered Edge down 2-4, and they just found their kills. They didn't miss. They managed to get all of them, and ultimately the round as well. However, we will be farewelling the Maestro. This round is opposed for the Malusi. Newcastle on the board, though. Altered Edge. Hats off to them. They've bought every single operator, I believe, minus a Capcan, that has had change on the defense so far this evening. So I'm quite happy. I will say I'm a happy caster. Just wanted to see the Capcan, but we're not going to get it from Altered Edge, unfortunately. This is their last defense round, and they're going to try and make it. I reckon 5-1 is very feasible here for them, Spud. They've been doing really well, and we could see them continue that here, but we do see the introduction of a Blackbeard for SelloUTS. Don't know how that's going to fit in with them. So far, haven't been quite fruitful in terms of the rounds.
Yeah, a bit of an interesting start there for Altered Edge. Needed a bit of a warm-up, I suppose. After those first 2 rounds, it's just been kills back and forth, and Altered Edge have managed to win every time off the back of kills. There were only 2 plants, and that was the first 2 rounds, and after that, Altered Edge just said, okay, that's enough, no more, and they've just been on a roll since then.
I would put money on it. The universe, as soon as it heard me say, wow, 2 plants, that's amazing. And then it was like, yeah, no, you're not going to see any more. No more plants for you. It's fine. We can stop that. So, yeah, thanks, universe. No more plants. A lot of damage dealt here on the spawn peak. About 50 HP both ways. Darren does deal some back on the Malusi as well. Keel's still trying to find the head of at least one before he leaves, but unfortunately, he's going to have to push back before he's largely contested by majority of the attacking side. Very close trying to find one through the window there, but still uneventful in terms of the frag. Now, the drone's coming in for SelloUTS here. Blackbeard does have the DMR, so could see him set up a more of a static angle here. Kill takes a little bit more damage. Not too sure from what, but all the same, SelloUTS have now made their way into the building.
Gotten a foothold here, but a foothold is not enough. They need to get firm control of the site in order to really start doing damage. No fuse here, but there will be breaching charges going down to put some pressure. In the meantime, though, Pew actually looking for this flank is actually quite close and might catch one, but no, get spotted by that LMG, and will be forced to fall back in.
Look at this new implementation on the windows, the castle barricades. This is actually pretty much a direct counter-strat from how they lost in the first time. If you remember, Spud, there was people inside of courtyard, up on the balcony that were shooting through those windows. So this is good to see from Altered Edge changing up the strategy that they already had for this site. That is a good implementation of that new change for Castle especially, but the nades here could prove to be huge for Mola. Zenus off screen is going to find Darren. The nade doesn't quite go deep enough, only for a second onto Kai, and it's a 3v5 very quickly. However, Chris finds one back onto Zenus, so a trade is there. But 3v4 with only a minute left, and now the defenders have retaken the top floor.
Well, they fought tooth and nail to get into this top floor, but now they've been quickly forced to fight back for it. Once again, that's a great retake, and with only 3 players and a man disadvantage, it's going to be very difficult, especially with Kill removing Chris right off the board, and Ollie makes it 1v4 for the last player.
You also have Blackbeard on cam here as well. He's just going to slowly back out of service. He's not interested, but death from above. Ollie, for I believe his 3rd kill in the round, Altered Edge, to find themselves a 5-1 half. The shield couldn't protect him from that onslaught of the UMP, and that is going to be a 5-1 to Altered Edge. Now they go on to the attack, though, Spud. This could definitely end very quickly here for SelloUTS.
Well, yeah, I mean, we usually talk about Coastline being a little more attacker-sided, and so, you know, Altered Edge already on a 5-1 advantage could quickly put themselves on match point, and I wouldn't be surprised just looking at the way they've been playing. Very, very dominant compared to those first 2 rounds. You know, it was a bit shaky there, 50-50 in the first round, and, you know, not quite so well on that second round, but once they've woken up, they've managed to get, you know, the opening picks in the last 3 rounds, I believe, and even with the opening pick for SelloUTS on that 3rd round, they were still unable to convert it. So overall, Altered Edge playing very, very well.
I think it is also the aggression that really plays in hand for the play style of Coastline for them. I mean, we saw they get Kit down upstairs in that previous round. They have 4 people rotate up. They only lost 1 and had 1 guy left on site. Why? They have Kit. They're playing aggressive on that top floor, and look at how it went. They only lost the 1 person on the top floor roam, and other than that, they wiped SelloUTS out largely, a large amount of them, sorry, before they'd managed to get more than 1 room deep into the building. So the aggression is definitely fitting the bill for them here, but this is an interesting start for SelloUTS. They're not going for any of the main sites first. We are actually seeing them go straight downstairs to the double bar, which I don't actually believe we saw from Altered Edge, Spud. So it is going to be our first appearance here tonight.
Of course, it's the first appearance of the AA-12. It goes boom, and you can hear it roaring in the background. Definitely excited to see how that plays out as well. Also see the Tachanka being brought on board, and of course the newly renovated Alibi as well. But they're going to have to contend with this very fast push into the building, already taking VIP, Master, and the theater sites.
I believe we actually see Knock just off screen, actually all the way deep inside of 90. No, on the way towards, at least, inside of Billiards towards Cool Vibes. Could be straight down into the site. Depends how SelloUTS have this set up. I mean, we also have Zenus on the cross here. Not a real large roam presence here from anyone on SelloUTS. However, Darren off screen is going to find 1. Ollie's there to find Darren, though, for the trade. Some shots traded here from Mola onto the Knock, but he's not going to win that fight, and overall, the FMG will prevail now. A 3v4, some pretty good kills for SelloUTS to start things off. Unfortunately, though, trades just don't go in their favor, and Altered Edge are going to find themselves with another one as Keel takes down Molotov as well. This could be the collapse onto the site.
Riz gets taken down low, but he will finally put an end to Keel's reign of terror. Zenus, however, will be pushing onto site with one of his own, and that's site control. They have control of that bar. Very difficult, but SMG go for it. That's 1, and only 1 can cover. But overall, okay, never mind. Shotgun will actually work out, but not quite enough. He is low health, and Ollie will be able to take this to match point.
That would have been an amazing 4K from Chris, but Sophia has too many bullets to play with in the magazine and just can't peek through an Iron Curtain. So unfortunately, Chris, as well as he did, finding 3 was already big for sellouts, but he just couldn't get the 4th, couldn't get the defuse, and that is a shame. So they're going to give up on double bar and instead go for more of the standard coastline start, and hookah is going to be where we go to now. But here's the cap can. So we have actually seen all 4 defender changes here tonight, but I'm quite happy. I don't know how you feel about it, but I'm quite happy that we've seen them all. Altered Edge 6ing onto that buck for Pew, possibly changing. No, he's going to stick that buck. So 6-1 in their favour. Could definitely be the 7-1 here, Spud. What are you thinking for hookah?
Attackers need to locate and defuse.
Look, I think if Altered Edge don't drop the ball here, or screw up hilariously by, like, I don't know, team killing themselves, it's almost a guaranteed Altered Edge win. Sellouts just don't look like they have much answer to the way Altered Edge are playing. Even on the defense there, it was all the aggression from Altered Edge. They were doing all the joining, locating all the players and taking them out. And Sellouts didn't do much except for kind of react to what was happening.
Keep in mind as well, Spud, this is UTS's map pick, so
10 seconds remaining.
isn't necessarily going the best for them right now. Altered Edge are kind of besting them at their own game, which means that Clubhouse, obviously being Altered Edge's pick, I would assume is possibly going to go the same way. Keep in mind, though, that as we've already alluded to, Coastline is not necessarily a map that you see majority of the time. I was expecting Oregon, I'll be honest, ladies and gentlemen. But Clubhouse is one that a lot of teams have played, and played a lot more than Coastline, but it doesn't matter. Darren's going to find one anyway for the opening pick onto Beatty. That is a good way to start things off. Losing the sledge is not what Altered Edge wanted. All the same, Buck is bought, so they do have that backup soft breach, but now they have to find this Legion, but instead they're going to find Jaeger Molotov taken off the board by the Buck, and it's a 4 for 4.
It's a good trade coming right back at them, and Darren is in a bit of a difficult position here. He can't really rotate via main. He knows there's a player there. Now Ollie will be hunting him down, as well as Keel. That's a double swing here. I'm not actually sure where he's gone. He's still at 90 there. His position will be given away very, very shortly, and he will be taken down, but also manages to... Actually, no, he's still alive. Finally taken out by Pew. Yes, well, unfortunately, can't quite control the recall, and Ollie will be taking that kill as well.
The second victim to the alibi recoil nerf tonight. Unfortunately, is going to cost him his life there. Ollie cleans that one up. Xenos makes his way up. Cool vibes, though, and he's greeted by Kai. Now, again, all up to Chris. He found 4 in the previous. He will get the first. 2 is definitely not undoable. We do see the double cap can door there. It's so weird to see, I will say. Shotgun in hand, though. He does have the information on the yellow pings from his teammate Smoke to come out as well to deny the push, and that means that he's got no toxic babes left. But with a Glacier skin in hand, he finds one through the smoke. Pew's going to go down. Leaves it all up to Ollie. Now, this is the operator that bested him in the previous round. The stun to follow, but only a minute left. And can Ollie pull it off again? He's 13-2 right now. He's definitely the man you want on the job.
You know what would be a real shame if he walked into those cap can mines? I'm not sure he's seen them. Maybe the
I don't think he has.
Impact grenade got him, but no, he will be looking for them. Looking for a way out, but
oh no! The double cap can!
it worked!
Chris wins it off the back of a trap. He didn't hit both, but still, one was enough. You can see them both in the replay. Altered Edge even know that they've just been played here. Chris wins it. 1v3, ladies and gentlemen. He didn't get the previous round, but he has managed to somehow weasel his way out with that one, with a little bit of a support from Kai from Beyond the Grave. But all the same, Altered Edge, unfortunately, now have to, well, hope that they don't lose the next 4, but now have to play another round. And Amaru is on the board. Whether or not she stays is another question. It's looking possible. It's locked in. Spud, I think we have an Amaru rush in our hands.
The question now, of course, is where...
Oh, no. Oh,
Kai,
no.
I'm proud of you, buddy. I'm proud of you. The frost mats. Well, it's just a question of where this Amaru chooses to go in, and it could end so terribly for her. I think the top main window would probably be, my #1 pick. That's where I'd go. But, I'm not a great player, so who knows? Maybe they have a better plan.
I mean, I have to say, the Amaru pick was definitely playing checkers, but that 6 pick onto Frost, that was chess from Kai. That is big brain moment here for sellouts. And, I mean, if they can find that Amaru early on, A, it's going to take a lot of pressure off the board, but keep in mind as well, that is a G8. There's the top main window that you already alluded to, Spud. So, I mean,
5 seconds to
this could be a very bad round for Kia. I mean, look at these prime Amaru spots right here for Altered Edge, and they're just being burdened with frost mats. I mean, he spawned on the other side of the map though, so I think he's going to be relatively okay, but still, the G8 is something to be scared of. Yeah, he's straight into blue bar. No frost mat waiting for him here. And this is going to be, I think, just to hold an early cross maybe, try and clear Sunrise out. He could just walk in, but still, good start for Altered Edge, I would say.
Yeah, there's also a player pushing from Sunrise, so that's a good cut into that site, and that's great horizontal pressure early on. Barely 30 seconds taken out. In fact, he's already on site. What is he doing? But Molotov will get the better of him. Will take him out, and Kia also shut down from Cool Vibes stairs. But there's more players on site already. Are they? No.
No.
Okay, I got my colors wrong. Don't worry. And Pew might actually have hit a frost mat.
Well, Pew is on site. At the moment, he's only on site in spirit, though, because he is in a frost mat. And there you go. Molotov is going to put him out of his misery. So no more broken ankles for Buck. But all the same, a 2v5 now is something that Altered Edge are going to have to fight their way through. They do have 3 members on site, I believe. Ollie will find one onto Darren. So that's a good start. A 4v2 is definitely winnable. Something we've seen Altered Edge pull off already in this matchup. But with the roam presence still up and an echo on the board for Molotov here, I'd imagine this is going to be relatively difficult for Altered Edge to do unless they have an amazing start and find these picks. Now, BD was almost greedy with that one, but it is still going to be a tall order here for Altered Edge.
That player manages to get away just in time, but of course, we have seen that SelloUTS not quite great with that conversion rate. They do, of course, get those early picks, but they do also lose those rounds. So it's not impossible for Altered Edge, definitely difficult, but you know, if anyone can make it work, Ollie with that LMG and BD on the board definitely could still make this possible.
So Mola has gone largely unnoticed here by Altered Edge. He's fooled them into thinking he's rotated, very low HP, still hiding upstairs. Now, Ollie could find him, 14 and 3. BD finds a second. If Ollie can find one here, he will indeed. He almost gets the second, but Kai can't. Well, Kai shuts him down. He can't quite find that kill on the hatch. BD spots him, but Chris is there through the rotate to find him with the SMG, and sellouts, they hold on for one more round.
Well, that was actually quite close. Managing to bring it back down to 2v1 is pretty good. It was, you know, almost there. They almost made it. But, you know, at the end of the day, those 3 early picks really took their toll, and sellouts finally able to close that out to make it 3-6. A little bit closer than we would have expected here.
When we went over to 6-1, I really thought that it was game, set, and match there for Altered Edge. But, I mean, they don't seem to quite have their attacks down as much as we sort of guessed that they would, being the team that they are, especially with the aggression that we saw from the attack. Now, we did see the aggression that round from them, but it was largely uneventful from them. They actually lost 3, I believe, before they even found a pick. So the rush probably wasn't a good shout from Altered Edge that round. But all the same, sellouts are going to be giving another try at that double bar, which, let's be honest, was only close because Kriz popped off. So Altered Edge, given how they already played this and have already won this site, could definitely end it here, I think.
Yeah, we do see, I think, a little bit more of a traditional hold. They are setting up in that Sunrise bar corner with all the ADSs, and I believe a shield from the smoke as well. So definitely a key position to be holding. And Kai, with those Thunderbird Kona stations, will make it a little bit easier to hold on to, especially in that late game when, you know, Chris is all by himself and has to take the fight to 4 players. You know, that's when that extra health will really come in handy.
When the shotgun comes out and Chris starts praying to the man, the myth, Jeff, for the shotguns to land. But all the same now, sellouts are going to need a little bit more than prayers if they want to take this first map. They're going to actually need 3 more rounds. And Altered Edge, they've got the information here on Molotov down inside a kitchen. He is going to send some shots through the wall, all very close to the player just outside of service, but all the same can't quite find the head through the wall. Now, Pew has made his way up to the DJ balcony and has got that wall open, but here's the G8 for Keel. Instead of being taken down very early, he's going to find one on the Mola. Now, he does have that Cool Vibes control as well, locking down the kitchen door here. So Altered Edge find the first and look to at least possibly turn it into a round win in their favour.
Top floor control is going to make it very difficult for the defenders to rotate and especially get back up onto site. We saw Altered Edge play that a lot. They liked making those late rotates, but it looks like it's just not going to be possible here for the defenders. And of course, they are already a man down, so it's going to be a difficult uphill battle from here.
Throw in hand could be big. Unfortunately, he isn't going to find any of the Altered Edge members from upstairs. Zenus, however, is going to take down said Nitro thrower. Kai is going to be put on cans for the rest of this round. Now, the vertical play is proving to be quite big here for Altered Edge. The first of the few Toxic Babes to come out here. Oh, the headshot onto Molotov from Cool Vibes as well. Kriz in the bushes, inciting his inner Owen, trying to at least find one, but it's all up to the last SAS operators. Kriz finds one. Coming up, Cool Vibes, shotgun in hand, smoke to cover his cross. And now, a 4v2, can SelloUTS pull it off?
They've got to really hold on to the site. They have 2 players left, both SAS operators, both with the shotgun and SMG in hand, but the fuse is going down. Both players, I don't think they're aware of this. They might actually just get away with this. Darren managed to take out Pew, but it's too late. Damage has been done. Diffuser is down, and now it's all up to Kriz and Darren to find 3 and the diffuser.
Well, make it just Darren. He's not even going to get one, as Ollie and Zenus are going to finish things off. It's a good half here, and Altered Edge finally managed to close this map out 7-3. It took them a little bit of getting used to when they switched over to the attack, but all the same, they finally made it happen and put that point on the board. Spud, I was not expecting SelloUTS to get those few rounds. I mean, let's be honest, AE, given their track, I mean, look at Ollie. 16-4. That is a huge game from him on the Zofia. But I mean, all the same, 2 rounds on defense. It definitely looked like SelloUTS were at least attempting to make a comeback, and they did get some really big rounds on the board.
Yeah, of course, the MVP there was Kriz. He was the last one alive, had to hold it down all by himself, and almost made it once, and then, of course, with the help of a friendly cap can trap, managed to do it the second time. So definitely a well played from him against, the odds that certainly were not in his favor. He managed to put some damage down range and almost, bring SelloUTS quite close here. But unfortunately, it will be a 7-3 win for AE, which means they do have that advantage going into the next map.
Yes, and the next map will be played very shortly, ladies and gentlemen. Clubhouse is where we're off to next, but we are going to cut to a very short break. We will return momentarily, so don't go anywhere, and we will return shortly. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back from our short break. And we're here for map number 2, AOC Community Challenge Week 4. Sellouts, UTS versus Altered Edge. Spud, we've already seen map 1, a huge 7-3 to Altered Edge. And now we're looking, that was on Coastline, by the way. Now, for our second map, we are on our way to everybody's favorite Clubhouse. What are we thinking the scoreline's going to be? Obviously, we've seen a very interesting map 1. A team like Altered Edge, we expected a 7-1, but a 7-3 is what we got. What are you thinking for Clubhouse?
Look, I think this time we will well and truly see that 7-1. I mean, Altered Edge, this is their map pick. Clubhouse, they picked it. And although they're not starting on the defense, of course, that will be sellouts. I do expect they will know how to play that map. They know what they're doing. And given the way they were playing those last couple of rounds on Coastline, I'm not surprised if they've just had enough and they're saying, right, we're shutting it down here, 7-1. So definitely, it's up to sellouts to put some pressure on Altered Edge and make sure they don't get washed over too quickly.
Starting on defense is going to be a really big thing for them here as well. Obviously, Clubhouse, standardly known as a defender-sided map. Now, sellouts are going to stick with that Thatcher ban, commonplace. Are Altered Edge going to see that double Spaniard ban come through again? Or are we going to see something in the likes of a Flores ban, maybe a Habana ban, Spud? Something interesting. Definitely interesting. Nomad is going to be taken off, although not too surprised. In terms of defense, though, Spud, Cade, Valkyrie, Mirror, what are we thinking? Definitely Mirror, I would say. But
yeah, I'm almost sure Cade will be the other one removed off the board. I mean, without the Thatcher, it's just going to be very, very annoying. You can, of course, rely on that Maverick, but we haven't seen him being played too much, and of course, it's still just time-consuming. But it will be that Valkyrie once again removed off the board, so, it's all up to sellouts now, decide whether they want to keep the Mirror or the Cade.
Definitely see them keep the Mirror here for Clubhouse, which she does get used a lot, but no, it is going to be Mirror off. So Cade in play here. We are going to, well, I would assume, I'd hope, we're going to see some Maverick play here from Altered Edge, as well as sellouts when they do switch over on the half, because without a Maverick, this is going to be relatively difficult, as well as with Cade being on the board. We can deny a lot of obviously opening up that bottom garage, and it's really hard to clear out the Cade cores from rafters, so hopefully sellouts can implement these. We already see the Maverick being bought by Beatty, so it is good to see Altered Edge are already prepared to go up against this defense.
Yeah, I'm also wondering how the new Wamai changes will impact that CCTV hold. Of course, you often see that Wamai playing in the rafters in the garage, and now that he's got 6 magnets to work with, it might even be more difficult just to get in that site. I wouldn't be surprised if teams choose to ignore the garage entirely and actually book it through the master bedroom. But we'll have to wait for that because they have actually chosen to go for the Church Arsenal site as their primary.
So completely forgot that Wamai got that buff nerf. So we actually saw 5 of the defense changes in the previous map. All the same, ladies and gentlemen, I do apologize. Wamai is missing out on some love, and that's my bad, but he's not going to be bought for the bottom site. Instead, we are going to have the cap can here from sellouts. Now, something that we've already seen do big work on the previous matchup. Obviously, a clutch single-handedly won by the new change. It wasn't the double cap can to close it out. It was still the single, but there was 2 there, so I'll count it. We'll give it that. There is merit to the double cap can, but still, see if he can do a little bit more damage. Altered Edge are obviously aware that he is in play, so hopefully they're checking their doors, but still, starting on Church as well, I would say, is starting to be a lot more rare, it seems, Spud, as opposed to a top floor hole.
Yeah, and it seems that maybe Altered Edge weren't ready for this. I'm concerned about a distinct lack of hard breaches here, but maybe 1 will be enough just to get into this dirt tunnel, and it seems that's what they've committed to, opening up that hole, and they're just going to send it all in. Well, you love to see it, a rush here and there. It's always good fun.
We saw previously didn't work out the best, but a look at the setup here for sellouts. 3 inside of the site, 5 rush on in. Beatty's going to find the first. They have AK's control as well. The cross, Darren's going to fall. Beatty finds a second. Zetas for 4. It's all up to Molotov, a 1v5. Can he make it happen on the Cade? He's not even going to get 1. An Altered Edge with a flawless round. That was like a 13-second round, I think, when they went through the door. That is quite single-handedly, I think, one of the quickest rounds of Siege I have ever casted. Yeah, Spud, off to you now.
Yeah, I barely had time to start writing down my notes. I was going to comment on how, they're missing this utility, missing that. But apparently all you need to do, open a hole, 5 players, walk in. That's it. It's a simple game. There's no need for all this utility and teamwork. Just walk in.
Sorry, sorry for casting the whole round, Spud. I really didn't give you any, really didn't let you talk for the whole 3 minutes there. That's my bad, man. We are getting a review, ladies and gentlemen, from the Observer as to how long that round actually went on for, and we will get that statistic back to you soon. Because as much as I'm intrigued, I can guarantee everybody watching is definitely intrigued as well. But they're going to give downstairs one more crack. They've switched the lineup a bit. We do still see the Cap Cam, but now we have an Ella and a Frost added to the board and a Leisha. So completely throwing strategy out the window in terms of the cool Aruni setup that they had going on. It is just stop the rush. Altered Edge definitely happy with how that one turned out. A very quick round for them, but let's just hope that they can keep that up and that SelloUTS, as you mentioned, don't manage to wash them away in these early rounds here, because albeit the rush is good, but if you only get one round on your attack, that is not great. So you're going to see if Altered Edge can keep that momentum up.
Yeah, I'm expecting them to maybe take things a little more conventionally this time. They have brought the Hibana, and that's going to be used to open up those hatches and make things a lot easier to get that control. Or they could just book it, as always. There's never know with these guys. So.
Main stairs this time, there's multiple ways you can get into church. I mean, kitchen hatch drop, we could see 4 pellets and 5 people on the hatch. That could be big, but I mean, we did see the pulse tease from SelloUTS. Now, personally, I think that pulse would have been really good information to have. But that we have got confirmation, ladies and gentlemen. That round was 37 seconds long. I'm assuming including the walk down dirt, etc., etc. So no prep phase, but that is just the entirety of the round. So the first 30 seconds usually spent droning was spent sending, I would say, from Altered Edge. But all the same, no sends this round. 30 seconds has already passed, and now with a minute gone, they have some pretty good control of the top floor and have actually forced all of SelloUTS back down into the site.
Yeah, well, I think they're a little bit wary of too many players on the site pushing them, so they have decided to hunker down. It is, of course, a much more viable strategy than on those top floors. You can put everyone downstairs and just wait for the defense to come to you. Of course, having said that, you now run the risk of giving them too much top floor control where they can really pressure some of these angles and power positions.
Especially with the verticality that we could see bought by Altered Edge here. Obviously, we do have some soft breach from the Ash. We've got the 2 charges, the 3 pads. Sophia also bringing the same amount, 2 charges, 3 pads. So, I mean, we could definitely see a lot of the kitchen side of things opened up here for Altered Edge, but it is really just time. Now, that's going to be a free kill here for Zine as the shield almost protecting Molotov, but unfortunately not enough. So that is going to be, again, the first kill for Altered Edge here. Can they pull off another flawless? We will see. But SelloUTS now, with only a minute left, they're going to have to hold on.
That will be another kill for Zenos. That's 2 on the board for him, and he's pushing up. He is going to fall victim to that Capcan mine. And yes, Mola as well. Evening it back out, but with the time ticking down now, this might actually work in the favor of SelloUTS.
Team kill trade thing there for Mola. All the same, he finds one. Pew to take down Darren. It's technically a 1v1, but he is going to go back upstairs to pick up his fallen teammate, and all the same, put it back into a 2v1. So Mola is going to have to clutch things up here. He does have 100 HP and a Nitro to work with, but they do have some drones to come out here. Flashbangs as well. They are going to spot the Frost mats. It's going to have to be a drop and plant attempt here, though, for Altered Edge. They are going to send it straight down the hatch. Ollie is in sight. Diffuser is in the hands of Pew, though. The rotate from Mola, he doesn't have a vault through, but he does have these holes opened up as the bomb's going down. He's got 2 seconds left on the plant through the wall. Can't quite find the plant, and now a post-plant situation. Needs to find the head. He will find the first. Pew goes down, and now a 1v1. Can the Hibana make it happen? A bit of a botch. Nitro there from Mola will blow it to try and bait onto Ollie. He's going to come through the back hole anyway. He's stuck on his own rotate. Has to bolt on through, but he can't quite find the Hibana. But the free fire quad kill from Mola. He's got time as well. SelloUTS are going to find their first.
Defenders disabled the diffuser.
Well, he may have got a team kill, but he did also take out everyone else as well. So, here and there, trades back and forth, and at the end of the day, it was worth it. Manages to get that nice clutch in a 1v2 scenario, and the diffuser. A well-deserved round there for Mola, even if some bullets went the wrong way.
Some nice pre-fires there, I will say, from Mola on the cap can. Very well done. Sorry, I can't get over the 37-second round, ladies and gentlemen. That was big from Altered Edge. It was still close there, but all the same, Altered Edge couldn't quite get the job done. They lost the 1v2. Mola with a quad to finish things off has definitely done very well for himself, but still now 1-1 sellouts have managed to equalize, and now they're going to go up to CC Cash. Cade, as we already know, in play. Maverick, I still think one of the only really large abilities to open up that main wall. We do have Hibana in play, but holes that Hibana makes aren't necessarily big enough for that main breach. So we could see her implemented maybe in con spot. I'm not too sure, but still, double hard breacher is good. We usually see trio hard breachers being bought. The old triptych Ace, Hibana, Maverick, but Altered Edge aren't too interested, it seems.
Yeah, they're really foregoing this Ace. Ace, of course, has that great gun and can open up a lot of this big walls you need to get into sight. So, interesting choice there, but Hibana still good. You can open up that garage wall, get an angle onto that rafters window, and as you mentioned, sight, that single wall now leading into con is a much more viable option now. You don't have to worry about two of them. No bandit either, so could quite possibly be the way to go here.
Yeah, Cade is still in play here for sellouts. The mute, I think, is going to be good as well, but it's really going to be whether or not he can deny the drones from Con, because if Altered Edge get that information, we already know that they're definitely going to be acting on it. Zenith, however, to find the first on the Darren, that is going to be the Malusi off the board, and possibly even, no Nitro, she lost it, so Impact's gone, but it's not going to be the biggest loss for the defense. Did BD just reload the torch with gas still in the tank? I think he may have done. Unfortunately for Maverick, he's going to open himself up some peaky holes here into the garage, though. Zenith has taken a lot of damage on that earlier altercation, but now, con control here, Logi control here for Altered Edge. Breach opened up. This is a good start to the round.
Yeah, that's only 2 minutes off the board. It was 2 minutes, 2 minutes remaining on the board. It was only 2.5 minutes that wall was opened up, so really quick progress here, and that's going to apply a lot of pressure onto these defenders here, especially since CCTV is a bit of a claustrophobic site. Chris, however, with the shotgun in hand in the master bedroom, will be looking for a kill. Here, however, will take out another Kai, another K player. Why does everyone have K in their name?
What?
A bomb has been located.
Okay, Chris a little bit lacking on the trigger there, but still manages to find the rotating Zofia through Master. BD takes a little bit of damage. Mola's going to take him down. However, side control largely in hands of the attackers. Now, Mola is going to go down on red, leading things all up to Chris. Will find one more for his double onto the Yana inside of Con. Instead, he's going to choose to go prone. He's going to hit the reload here. Needs to get some bullets in his gun for the attempt at the clutch. The bomb will be retrieved by Altered Edge and now subsequently planted. Coming on through. Chris needs to get aggressive. The bomb's going to go off largely uncontested. He's going to let it happen, and now he's put himself in a post plant. He's going to have to retake back into the site with only 40 seconds left. He has to make a play.
Well, this is definitely another Chris moment. Last one alive against desperate odds, but this really is quite different here. He doesn't have site control. He's not on site, and he's only just made it back. That's already burned half of his time. And attackers, of course, have really great positions. They can hold outside, they can hold from garage. It's going to be so difficult here, and honestly, if he could even find a kill, it would be great.
But he's not even going to get one. Cleaned up at the top of red by Ash. It's going to vault on over and disappear into the depths of garage. But Altered Edge now seem to have found their stride and have put themselves up around 2-1 now.
Mind you, that's actually two plants that have gone down here. Both, of course, second round and that third round just then. So as much as sellouts is playing on a defender-sided map on the defense, Altered Edge looking like they're executing very well. Managed to get the diffuser down twice. Of course, on that second round, sellouts managed to pull something out of the bag, and Mola with that 4-5k if you include the teammate. But here, it's not enough, and Altered Edge on the advantage.
Defenders, protect your bombs from being defused by attackers.
Altered Edge have done really well getting these 2 rounds. I mean, the first rush, I mean, hands down, that is probably the most impressive round we've seen all night. SelloUTS did answer back with a very good run of their own. A big clutch from Mola. Unfortunately, he was taken out relatively quickly in that round. And Chris, being the man that we know he is, he did give it a red hot go, I would say, on Coastline. He got a couple of clutches here and there. He was definitely putting a lot of kills on the board, but unfortunately, that clutch in that instance didn't go in his favor. As you mentioned, it took him half of the defuse time to actually just make it back into cash, so didn't really have a lot of time to work with there, unfortunately, but all the same now, 2-1, Altered Edge gonna have another attempt here at taking the CC cash wall, because SelloUTS have gone to the same site, but they've actually forfeit their Kate here. Molotov bringing the Bandit instead, but it doesn't matter. Keel's going to take down Chris, so no more clutches for him this round.
Well, the MVP removed off the board so early, that's not something you want to see. And going for a second attempt here, Keel, however, has his position locked down. And oh, that peek onto Molotov. Good night.
I think that is good night status worthy of Kill. Now, this is going to come back to haunt. Nope, he's managed to do it without being punished. Somehow BB gets away with missing that bit of the wall. That's charged to open up the remainder of what's left. Now, all jokes aside, Zenus to find Darren as well for a 2v5, just sneaking up red here on the Zof LMG. Now, does Kai want to get aggressive into the... Oh, he does, into the crosshair, and actually takes down the Zofia without any damage being dealt to him. But it's a one-tap trade again for Keel. He finds a triple. I think he shot a culminative of 15 bullets in this round or something ridiculous like that. But now Mola left in the clutch beat. He's going for the defuse. Swings onto red from Garage. He doesn't even get a chance. And Ollie, again, to jump over the railings, to fade away. And AE are going to find themselves another round.
Well, if the round before that was convincing, this round so much more so. Altered Edge just rolling over SelloUTS. They never really stood a chance. That one kill they got was a bit of an exit frag there. Of course, off the back of Keel, some nice plays there, and of course, some nice one-taps as well. Altered Edge will go 3-1 up on their attack.
Altered Edge's attack on Clubhouse has been very good. I would say it seems to be doing a bit better than how they were on Coastline. We did see them lose a couple of rounds on Coastline. Now, don't get me wrong, we still do have this round and the next round to see whether or not SelloUTS can at least equalize for 3-3. Possibly, you know, the worst outcome here for them is we are going to see another 5-1 split in favor of Altered Edge, but all the same, SelloUTS have actually been doing relatively well in the defenses, albeit that one was not very close at all. The previous round was quite close and definitely doable for SelloUTS. So they're keeping up, I would say, to some degree, but Altered Edge do seem to still have that just 1 foot higher, one rung higher on the ladder, I think, at the moment here. And SelloUTS just can't quite keep up, unfortunately. But hopefully they can switch that around in these subsequent rounds.
Yeah, I think it's a matter of consistency here. SelloUTS have some great plays. They've shown us they can do it, and they have some great players. It's just, it's not consistent enough. They need to be able to pull at that standard every time, whereas Altered Edge are very consistent. They know what they're doing. They do it well every single time, and that's really coming to bite SelloUTS in the behind.
Definitely is giving them a run for their money. I think these early picks as well, keep in mind, that are going in favor of Altered Edge. I mean, we saw Keel find 3 in that previous round. Both of the first 2 that he found were the openers. So without any going back in favor of SelloUTS. So Altered Edge are looking very hot on these entry kills right now, as well as the fact that they're doing it so quickly as well. Already dropping into blue. No one is there to greet him. The Ash could just walk on in. We saw him do it in the previous round. He's probably going to do it again here. He does have the yellow pings from his teammates to possibly support his push on up, but it doesn't even, no one's even holding Gen. Cade could just rotate in here. He has Keel. As he heard him, he knows there's someone at Gen. He's going to find him. He could just walk into the side as well. However, though, control of blue now in the Ash's hands. He's waiting for the cross. He gets the head of a second. Keel's going huge. Kai falls now as well. And this could just be a collapse here. He's going to find a third. No, he looks away. And Darren's there for the refrag. Coming down blue, though, Pew's going to be there to at least find the trade. And now Ollie, I can't even keep up. Ollie to take down Mola. It's a 4v1 for Chris. He will down Zenus. He will also down Ollie. Can he continue on, Spud?
Well, if anyone can do it, it will be Chris. I'm not sure he knows that player is down. He thinks it's a 1v3, but the other two players are split away, so it is effectively 1v2. Diffuser will go down, though, and the frag grenades will lock him out of sight. Once again, forced to take the long way round. He's going to Moto now. 45 seconds before the round ends, and he's got to find these last 2 kills and the diffuser.
Some holes in blue that would give the attacks a good ability to try and get some shots through those pre-punch. I'm not too sure what Beatty was doing there, but all the same, Chris is going to find that kill. A kill is a kill in this instance. Now, with only 18 seconds left, he has Toxic Babes to deny here. Pew has made his way to D-Box, will spot the smoke out, and he's actually going to be able to smoke off on this cross. He's made his way into the site. Pew's going to have to aggress through the Toxic Canister. He is going to take a bit of damage, but the time isn't quite there. He wasn't exposed to that smoke for too long, and he's going to be able to take down the defuser. Breeze, he gets put in these situations. He finds so many frags, but he just can't quite get that last player, and it's such a shame to see for SelloUTS. But Altered Edge, they're going to put their 4th round on the board.
At the end of the day, no matter how good you are, eventually you're going to lose a gunfight. You might have, it's just a matter of math. You might have a 90% chance of winning those gunfights, but add them all up together, and eventually that number, at least one person will get you, and that's all it takes. Shout out, though, to Chris. That is some insane plays we're seeing here. When he hit that shot, you should have heard our producers, the sound he made. That was good.
Yeah, it was pretty good. I do have to agree with Spud there. That was a pretty good one. But I mean, again, I would at the moment so far for this round, Kreese is just living up to that first game MVP hype that you sort of alluded to, Spuddy. He's clutched how many rounds in the previous? He's been in so many clutch situations so far and done so much work in both instances. I think the only one that we haven't really seen him do big damage on was well, actually, funnily enough, the CCTV round when he was left in that 2v1. He just didn't aggress into the site until 20 seconds. So that was the only real lacking attempt we've seen from him tonight. But still, doing the work that he's been doing just purely on clutches alone is massive for SelloUTS. It is unfortunate that most of the clutches that he's getting down to 1v1s are 1v4s, and by that time he's got no health, no utility, XYZ, which doesn't really allow him to do too much more. But still, SelloUTS definitely have got a good pickup on their hands here if he can keep this up.
I think it also speaks to kind of the mental state of this player as well. He's able to keep his cool in very difficult situations and still perform to a very high degree. So definitely a great player if I've ever seen one. But we will be moving on to this last round of defense for SelloUTS. They're going to try and make it a 2-4 here, but wall's already been opened and players are already on site. There's actually one close by, but no, he's not going to find him. And he's already going down.
I don't think Molotov even reacted there. A flurry of kills. Pew to find one. Molar, however, will get one of his own and another one for Zenus as well. Now a 2v4. Chris is still alive, so the clutch is definitely on here. But Ollie deep inside of the site. Both of the remaining defenders stuck now at the top of red. Chris has rotated into cash, but garage control is going to be that of AEs. And as I say it, Chris will fall to the thermite. However, Kai to take down Ollie. The drop from main breach. Pew is going to be graced with that kill, and Altered Edge are going to find... Oh, no, guys, he's tracing him through the floor. He's looking at the complete wrong spot. Hey, trust me, he could see him. Apparently, Ella had a skin on there as well, but it doesn't matter. Altered Edge are going to walk away with the round. And again, a 5-1 split for them on their second map in a row here. Now, the question is, Spud, are we going to see that 7-1 that you reckon we were going to see, or are we going to see 7-3 again?
7-1, I think. This is, Altered Edge's map. They're on the defense. They're feeling good. They've won so many rounds in a row. In fact, that's 4 rounds in a row. Honestly, 7-1, 7-2 at the most. I really don't see SelloUTS pulling this off. As much as I love the guys, okay, Chris, you're doing great, but, it's just a very, very difficult task.
It really is, especially with the amount of control that Altered Edge just find themselves. I mean, these off-back meta plays. I mean, what did we see? First round, we saw a 5-man rush down dirt. That round just then, we saw Thermite open the breach, send it into sight, find the opener, and then subsequently a post-plant frag as well as getting the bomb down. I mean, Altered Edge have really just been pushing it to the limit, as the song says, and just getting things done. Rounds on the board. We saw them do it on Coastline. Ultimately, I think what we've seen so far from them on Clubhouse does seem to be a little bit more polished rather than what we saw on Coast. But again, this is a map that we've seen teams play a lot more as opposed to that of Coastline. So definitely very impressed with how Altered Edge are keeping up. But yeah, as you said, SelloUTS are really struggling right now. But now on attack, I feel like they're going to struggle a lot more.
Yeah, there's already some early aggression being set up by Altered Edge. Kiel with the spawn peek. I don't think there's anyone there, but he doesn't know that quite yet. In fact, Xenis also going for it. All these players playing very aggressively. Going to slow down the attackers a lot as well. No Bandit or Kaid, so the wall will be opened relatively easy. And that, that mute jammer will be removed right off the board.
Keep in mind as well, with the new mute nerf, it is relatively easy now to just open up the breach with an ace shard. You don't actually even need to break the mute jammer, albeit they did. But I mean, yeah, the mute nerf just allows the wall to be opened up largely without any contestment. Now, Kiel will spot one on the fire angle. Molotov to take down Pew, though, for the opening kill. So SelloUTS finding their first is going to be good. A little bit of an attempt at a silent drop there from Ollie, who's possibly trying to chase Molotov here. But no, it's going to be Xenis to take him out, Chris to take down Kiel. So 4v3 Altered Edge, something that is definitely winnable for them. And we've seen them pull off before, but Chris is in sight. So he does have some control of red here to lock these rotates off. Now, I believe he does here one BD to take down Kai. But now, 3v3 Mole is going to find one as well, but unfortunately it's 2 kills back and forth, and now it's all up to Ollie as the bomb goes down, but on the default he's going to be here, the garage player, and it's whether or not he can find this bomb.
He does hear the diffuser, but the ace will see him. He does take him down.
Ollie!
What just happened there? Oh my... No. Alright. Oh, not like this.
Oh. No, nah. That shouldn't be allowed to happen. SelloUTS. I bewildered is the only word that I have. Yeah, wow. Ollie, you're insane. Both literally and literally, you're insane. That was something that you shouldn't have won, and you did. So, wow. Wow.
You just sent it up there.
Yeah, you talk. I
was so confused. Like, defenders won. Hang on. No, that can't be right. They went a 3v1, weren't they? Or a 2v1. How did that happen? But no, it will be Altered Edge who take that round, and well, Ollie showing he can clutch up as well and send Altered Edge 6-1 match point now.
Wow. Yeah, this is exactly the same thing that we saw on Coast. And okay, hang on a minute. Pew, tell me you're not opening up the entire connector wall.
10 seconds left before insertion.
I think this is the play here for Altered Edge. Entire wall now decimated by the DP27, so he's, I'm happy with that as well, Pew. A little bit of an appreciative nod. Possibly opening the hatch as well. Is that an SMG-11? What are AE doing? How has this been allowed to happen? SMG-11 spawn beats the hard breacher as well. That's Darren dead. Mola also almost dies in the process somehow as well. Xenas almost gets one through the... This is crazy. Also, apparently the first 2 seconds, but I don't actually think that was anywhere near the first 2 seconds, or the same. Okay. Yeah, Molotov is also dead. Spud. Yeah. Do you want to do the outro? Seen this as well on the Chris. I don't think
he's the last one.
Yeah, no, he doesn't do this.
If it's Chris,
prove us wrong.
Yeah, maybe, but hey, maybe you can get one through the wall.
Ollie's just off on a jog here. He's chilling right now. He's quite happy with his position. Probably going to be killed here. Yeah, thanks for coming. They're all the same. Yeah, I think it's safe to say that Altered Edge might win this. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I think that's what it says on the screen right now. But yeah, GG's all around. Altered Edge really, yeah, really hard round, that one. Unfortunately for SelloUTS, they couldn't quite get the conversion there from the first few seconds of that round. And hey, 7-1 is what we should have seen in Coast, but I can guarantee AE were kind of like, boys, come on, let's stop messing around. Pen to paper, make something happen. And something did indeed happen. They didn't lose 2 subsequent rounds. And we did get the 7-1. We finally got it, Spud. So you were right.
Yeah, well, they wanted to jump into ranked after this, maybe. So, hey, you got to get it done. It won't be a 3-map affair. It will be 2-0 easy win for Altered Edge. They will take that out 7-3 and, of course, 7-1 on Clubhouse. This does mean, of course, SelloUTS will be knocked out of the tournament now. This is a lower bracket run. So, Altered Edge will continue, but unfortunately, we will be saying goodbye to SelloUTS. But we will have some interviews in a moment. So I believe you should stick around and we will hear from the teams themselves very shortly.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. We are just finalizing some things, getting ready for the interview, and then we will be talking to a member from Altered Edge. But Spud, I mean, first of all, let's have a quick chat. 2 games, 2 sub 7-5 victories, a 7-3 and a 7-1, 2-0 to Altered Edge. Honestly, would you say that that was expected at the end of the day looking at track records, or did you expect a little bit more from UTS?
Look, I hate to say it, but I expected something like that. I expected that Altered Edge would really put the hammer down onto SelloUTS. So, admittedly, I was pleasantly surprised by how well UTS actually fought back and the amount of killing they managed to do. And of course, Chris with those amazing clutches is definitely my MVP of the game, even though he didn't win. So, shout out to them for playing very well. And please don't hate me, guys. I know we're in this similar Discord, so please don't, please don't ban me.
Guys, I know that you have my Discord app, but please, please don't mess with me. Oh, that look. Jokes aside, SelloUTS UTS definitely did put up a very good fight. We saw them give some really good rounds back on Coastline. We saw them put a huge dent in the attack that Altered Edge were bringing on Clubhouse. And unfortunately, look, those attempts at the damage didn't end up resulting in any rounds. We saw a 5-1 both games. Altered Edge really did just look, the only word to use is dominant in that matchup. And as we already know, unfortunately, SelloUTS now, that is the end of their AOC Community Challenge run. They are now eliminated, as this was the second chance bracket. So Altered Edge are going to be able to continue fighting on for their chance to return back, and possibly we will see them again towards the finals end of things. But other than that, I mean, Altered Edge have done very well tonight. You do have to give them that.
Yeah, they will be facing Tayo, I believe, next week. And Tayo, of course, we all know them. They're a great team, so they're going to have a tough match ahead of them. Looking forward to seeing that one, of course, if that is what we get to watch, of course. But we will be saying goodbye to Support Is Needed, Block Esports, SelloUTS, and Unimelb Arctics, who have been eliminated from the tournament. Thanks for playing, and we will be seeing Wind Diesel, Wangulators, Monkey Theorem, and Fury playing next week in the playoffs on Saturday.
The interesting lineup, to say the least. Definitely some big teams as well. I mean, just names alone, we got Fury, we got Wangulators, aka Altered Zelios from CL. I mean, just names, huge names across the board. Wind Diesel, all these massive teams, basically XLFO, etc. I mean, the finals for this in the upper bracket, it is going to be interesting to see who walks out victorious and who does rise from the ashes in that lower bracket, because some of those names, those big name teams, one of them is going to have to go down to the lower bracket, and whether or not that is going to be the team that subsequently ends a run from a team like Altered Zelios, Tayo, etc., I definitely wouldn't see that out of the cards. Altered Edge definitely have given us a really good performance tonight, though, so maybe we could see an upset in the lower bracket side of things, but we are going to have to wait until the play days. Now, we are just waiting for the final confirmation of our interview, ladies and gentlemen. I believe we are possibly talking to Keel. Apparently, just some things we are trying to get fixed up, but all the same, Spud, going into next week, let's say Altered Edge do verse, we can't connect. We've just been told. We unfortunately aren't going to be speaking to Keel tonight, ladies and gentlemen. So before we leave, I would like to thank our sponsor, AOC, arguably the best viewing experience. You really can't deny their just pure amazing monitors. They've been doing it for years, ladies and gentlemen. They are really the pioneers, I would say, in gaming viewing experience. Some of the best monitors I personally have on. So you really can't argue with that. Spud, it has been amazing having you on tonight, and I've enjoyed my time.
Yeah, it's been great. Definitely some really memorable moments here. Some great clutches, some great rushes, some questionable plays here or there. But at the end of the day, it's all fun and games. I've really enjoyed this. I think you have as well. And look, that's going to be it for us. But make sure to tune in next week on Saturday, of course, as we will be seeing some of those top teams duking it out for that upper bracket spot. So until then, goodbye.